Do you hear your child's voice? No, I don't mean that way. The volume, the decibels, the tone, the attitude. Do you really hear your child? Do you hear that inner voice that they have? It kind of gets lost in the middle of getting through the days and making sure that they do their chores, do their homework, meet your expectations about certain things. Their voice, their true voice, is often hidden, and hidden on purpose because they feel that they're not being heard. And this is a primal, instinctive thing that every one of us needs, is to be heard, to be understood, to be seen for who we are. Do you see your kids for who they are? I want to tell you a story about when I was a teacher. I was a middle school teacher for 13 years, and in my early years, I remember having a class of 8th grade girls, and it was really unusual because it was a small class of girls who were kind and generous. They weren't all best friends, but they treated each other with respect always. Something was going on. I don't remember exactly what, but something was going on. And one morning I came in and I said, you know what? Let's just drop the curriculum today. P.S. I was a French teacher. I said, let's just forget about whatever I had planned for today and let's just talk. We moved our chairs into a circle, and these girls who I already adored, they were like the ideal class for any teacher. And I'm not trying to put down anybody else's children, but as a new teacher in midlife, this was just a dream for me because teaching was so challenging for me. Anyway, so we moved our chairs into a circle, and I said, so, this is a time for you. Just if there's anything on your mind that you want to share, go for it. There's some undercurrent of something going on right now, and I can tell that you're not focused and your minds are 100 miles away. See, I could do that with this class. And as I said, they trusted each other. It's not something you often find in a classroom where everybody's on the same page and they feel that they can share things, and it's not going to go out and be the talk of the school in the hallways and in the locker rooms, with the gossip. So before I knew it, these young ladies were sharing parts of their lives with me and with the other girls in the class that I never would have known before. One had an autistic brother and felt this child always gets all the attention. And I know some of you can identify with that because you have a child who has different needs and requires more of your attention. So that was one girl. Another one shared that her father was out of work. Another one shared that she had a really poor relationship with her mom. And again, I don't remember any details at this point, but she had a poor relationship with her mom, really wished she could talk to her more, and felt very lonely in her own home. So these were the kinds of things that came out. This is your child's real voice. This is who they are under their core and the struggles and the challenges that they face on a daily basis. And I think that we as parents don't spend enough time looking at our children as human beings who have needs that are the same as ours. We have dreams for them. We've been charged with their care from even before the day they're born, for most people. And we keep that front and center and forget the humanity underneath, and that they're just people like us. So when your child is in a bad mood, and this goes regardless of the age, right? This could be a 2-year-old or a 22-year-old or anything in between, and even higher than that. So when your child's in a bad mood, or they're giving you attitude about something, or they're apathetic, recognize that there's usually something else going on that needs to be uncovered. And it may not be with you. There may be another adult. And are there children or teens in your world who, when they're at your home, tend to tell you things about what's going on that maybe they're not discussing with their parents? It's too highly charged. There needs to be some adult in your child's world. And why shouldn't it be you? If it's not you, encourage them to have someone else to talk to confide in. You know, it's as simple as saying, look, I may not always understand, but I love you. And my primary concern is that you have a place to voice your concerns. If it's not with me, I'll get through that, but your well-being is more important to me, right? We have to take this out of the realm of ego. So encouraging them to have someone to talk to. How do you improve that with your own child? Listen and listen and listen. Put to the side your goals and your dreams for your children, because none of those are going to be reached if your child is holding things in, or they can be reached, but they're going to have some baggage along the way, and it'll show up somewhere. And their level of happiness may be different. Their level of stress may be higher. You could have a child, a teenager who's a really high performer, and underneath is depressed and anxious and fearful and doesn't want to disappoint you or their teachers. These things all come out in different ways. So your job is to listen, to ask curious, non-judgmental questions, to observe, and to say, hey, I noticed that you're a little off lately, or something's different, you look worried. I'm here if you want to talk. Just leave the door open. Do not pressure your children to talk, because when they're ready, they want to be heard. It's the same for you. You confide in someone because you know they're going to listen and let you purge all this garbage out and give you an opportunity to process it. So, hearing children's voices, what does that really mean? It means to listen carefully, to let go of judgment, to put the dreams on the side for the moment and the expectations, and to accept the person who is sitting in front of you. This is about acceptance of the human being in front of you, who is not just an achievement machine. All right. So this is what I've got for you today. Please take this to heart. Hearing our kids' voices doesn't mean registering that they're there and having an emotional response or reaction to it in some way, because they're yelling or they're grunting at you, or because they've even turned away from you and refused to talk to you. That's not hearing them, their real voice.